The first teaser of Minecraft movie received over 1 million dislikes, while the number of likes is almost 600,000. This of course tells us that the Minecraft fanbase probably didn't like the teaser much, and most likely they expected something more from the movie. But why did this happen? Let's try to figure out together. It's early 2014. Recently, Jab, together with Notch, and back then still a small team of 30 people, finished the development of the update that changed the world, on version 1.7. They had no idea how difficult this year would be for them. And that didn't just refer to the development of 1.8 update, the Bountiful update, but rather Notch's decision to sell his company to Microsoft for $2.5 billion. But we're not getting that far ahead. If we believe the statistics, in 2013, Mojang managed to earn as much as $326 million, while the sales of only the PC version of the game amounted to 10 million. Don't forget about the Pocket Edition of Minecraft. There too, 10 million copies sold. The Bedrock edition of the game did not exist at that time, so as you can see, Mojang was doing very well. All that was left was to continue stepping up the pace and steadily release new and, most importantly, interesting updates. But in such moments of success, corporations show up, whose goal is to make money. Believe me, that's not a bad thing, we all need money to exist. As Wu Bui, media director of Mojang Studios, states, they've been approached by various studios with a proposal for a game adaptation. Quote, "We were approached by so many studios, but after talking to Warner Brothers, we decided that this is absolutely the team we want to work with. They respect the brand, respect the IP, and want to make something that's gonna be awesome, not just capitalize on the success of the game."
Like that's ever gonna happen.
Warner Brothers is one of the largest movie and TV production concerns in the US, so it's a great idea. It'll help not only Warner Bros. To raise a lot of money, but also Mojang to promote their product, thus attracting new audience, to get worldwide recognition, and what's not less important, to find new investors. On February 27th, 2014, Notch wrote on Twitter that someone leaked information that they had signed a contract with Warner Bros. For the film adaptation of Minecraft. Of course, nobody leaked anything, and this way Notch himself just decided to fuel interest in this news. It's also funny that a popular YouTuber, Jordan Marin, Captain Sparkles, wrote in the comments that he's ready to voice block, but Marcus replied to him that he had no authority to choose the cast for the movie. So it's safe to say that Warner Bros. Get the full rights to make the film adaptation. It will be their script, their actors, directors, and so on. On the same day, Deadline.com published the article that revealed the names of two producers, Roy Lee and Jill Messick. Roy Lee may be familiar to you from the horror movie trilogy The Ring, or maybe How to Train Your Dragon, or Lego the Movie. The second producer, Jill Messick, may be familiar to you from the movie Mean Girls. Most likely the choice fell on Roy Lee because of the success of Lego the Movie. With a budget of $60 million, it was able to gross $468 million, which started the Lego cinematic universe. It may sound too optimistic to say that Warner Bros. Bosses looked at Minecraft and then looked at Lego and thought that the concept is very similar. Their cubes and their cubes. Why doesn't Roy Lee take on this movie? With all that said, it was immediately made clear to us that this was gonna be a live-action movie. After that, there was a silence for 8 months. Notch sold Mojang to Microsoft for $2.5 billion in September 2014. This shocked everyone and of course slowed down the production of the movie. You can read the reasons for this move in the book The Unlikely Tale of Marcus Persson and the Game That Changed Everything. I'll probably make a video on this topic someday, but today we're focusing on the movie. So, next month, the same Wu Bui gave an interview to TheGuardian.com in which he said, quote, "A movie takes years, especially a large budget movie like this. It's still in the beginning stages and there really isn't a clear picture yet of what this is gonna be. Once there is, I'm sure we'll share more." Just a week after this interview, it was revealed that Sean Levy was in talks with Warner Bros. He was to direct the movie. Sean Levy may be familiar to you from the recently released Deadpool and Wolverine, or Night at the Museum, Free Guy, Stranger Things, and many more great movies. 2 months after this news, Variety.com published the article stating that Sean Levy, as well as screenwriter couple Kirian and Michelle Mulrooney, left the production of the Minecraft movie. You may know them from the script for the movie Sherlock Holmes: A Game of Shadows. As stated in the article, Sean Levy presented a new idea, but it didn't match what Mojang was looking for. So, what was the idea Mojang so abruptly rejected all about? A little after this news, Sean Levy was interviewed by the Wall Street Journal, where he was asked why he left. He again explained it was because their vision for the movie didn't match. He didn't want to make a slapstick movie that only had comedy in it. Likewise, he wanted to make an adventure movie, something like 1985 movie Goonies, with Steven Spielberg's story and Chris Columbus' script. The plot of the movie features a story about the characters who find an old pirate map leading to the treasure of the legendary pirate One-Eyed Willie. Hoping to save their homes from demolition, the Goonies set out out on a treasure hunt. Along the way, they encounter various traps, hidden underground passages, and Fratelli crime family are also after the treasure. At the end, they find the ship with the gold, and the criminals end up arrested. Yeah, perhaps now in 2024 this kind of movie plot is trite, but back in the day, adventure movies were very popular. As for me, the plot is more than suitable for such a game, which even in essence has no narrative, and players themselves come up with all the lore. Especially with a similar plot, you could come up with new lore or somehow develop what already exists. After that, there was silence. Then 2015 started, the developers were extremely busy with large-scale Combat Update 1.9 and slowly preparing for Minecon. After all, exactly there, you could meet Rob McElhenney, the new director of the Minecraft movie. This was even officially announced by Vu Bui on Mojang.com. We can say the work on the movie has finally been started. Developers were making updates and the movie studio was handling the movie. After almost a year, on the same Mojang.com, the same Vu Bui wrote an article where he announced the official release date of the movie, May 24th, 2019. He also stated that the movie will be released in 3D and IMAX. Wonderful news! The Minecraft community appreciated and began to wait for the release of the movie. In October of the same year, another positive news followed. A new screenwriter, Jason Fuchs, joined the production. He may be familiar to you from such movies as Wonder Woman, Argylle, and Ice Age 4. It would seem that a nice team is working on the movie, everything should go as usual. A little later, rumors began to circulate that Steve Carell, the star of the show The Office, joined the cast of the movie, and he kinda had to play Steve. But due to scheduling issues, he left the project later on. Unfortunately, from that point on, rumors or any news related to the cast stopped appearing. One of the first major blows for the movie was the death of Jill Messick. She committed suicide in 2018. Thus, Minecraft movie was the last movie she touched. The next blow, Jason Fuchs and Rob McElhenney were fired and were replaced by Aaron and Adam Nee. The only thing I can point out is that they directed a pretty mediocre movie called The Lost City. It was an extremely odd decision as Jason and Rob were about to start filming. The Vancouver location was booked and Rob moved his entire family there so he could concentrate on filming. It was even revealed that it was to be an animated movie with a budget of $150 million. Rob even traveled to Pixar Studios to learn how to create something new. Why did this happen? It's simple. When Rob McElhenney came to Warner Bros. With the idea to create an animated movie, Greg Silverman was sitting in the executive chair. He liked the idea so much that he allocated $150 million to it. But in 2016, Greg left the studio to pursue other projects. Silverman was replaced by Toby Emmerich, and he had a very different vision. Since then, exactly 5 months passed. On January 3rd, 2019, it became known that Jim Burney joined the team of the movie and will be responsible for visual special effects. He may be familiar to you from Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, The Matrix, and many other movies where graphics were in high level. In the same month, it was finally revealed that Peter Sollett will be the new writer and director of the movie. It's hard for me to single out as significant works, as it was Minecraft movie that was supposed to be the first one in his career. John Spates was supposed to help him write the script, and he wrote scripts for the first part of Doctor Strange, Passengers, The Mummy, and Dune. On April 16th, 2019, the official Minecraft website revealed that the movie's release date has shifted, and now it should be expected on March 4th, 2022. The plot of the movie was painfully simple. A teenage girl and her friends must confront the Ender Dragon, who has taken the path of destruction and somehow infiltrated the overworld. It's the overworld, not the real world, that's important to note. At the end of the summer of the same year, it became known that Alison Schroeder will help write a new script for the movie. She may be known to you from the animated movie Frozen Part 2. After that, for 3 years, there was a complete silence. No wonder, there was a pandemic and filming was not possible. As you might have guessed, on March 4th, 2022, the movie was not released. I don't want to blame it on the pandemic because, as we've already realized, it's not about the pandemic. It only aggravated the situation with the production of the movie, but it certainly wasn't the catalyst for this. In late April 2022, rumors began to swirl that Jason Momoa, who may be known to you as Aquaman, was in talks to become a part of the movie. At that time, many fans got excited. They immediately assumed he would be playing Steve. Many started creating different concept arts of Jason and Steve. Then it became known that the movie has 2 more writers, Chris Bowman and Hubble Palmer. The movie also got more directors, a married couple, Jared and Jerusha Hess. All of them may be known from the movie Masterminds. Then Lydia Winters, chief storyteller, she often hosts Minecons, and Mary Parent, she had her hand in the Kong and Godzilla movies and also Dune, were also added as producers, with Cale Boyder as an executive producer. Jared Hess has announced that he promises to do his best to ensure that Minecraft the movie doesn't suffer the fate of Sonic, or rather its ugliness. If anyone suddenly doesn't know, when the trailer of Sonic was first shown, he looked very ugly and nothing as the audience imagined him. After that, the criticism started to pour in, and the movie team had to make concessions and completely change Sonic's appearance. From that moment on, there was another moment of silence. Exactly 1 year later, a new premiere date of the movie was announced, April 4th, 2025. In November of the same year, the cast of the movie was joined by Danielle Brooks. She's best known for her role as Tasha in Netflix's Orange is the New Black, Sebastian Eugene Hansen, he played in the movie Just Mercy, and Emma Mayer, known to you for her role as Enid Sinclair in Netflix's Wednesday. A little later, they were joined by Jack Black, who took on the role of Steve. He announced it by posting a picture of him learning to play Minecraft while reading a book for dummies. Filming was scheduled to begin in August 2023 in New Zealand, but due to Writers Guild of America's strike, filming didn't start until January 2024. The filming lasted until April 20th of that year. This was announced by Jason Momoa, who posted a photo with Jack Black and crew members, so you can understand that the filming took only 4 months. Already in September this year, it became known that Mark Mothersbaugh will write music for the movie. From his last projects, he wrote music for Hotel Transylvania, Alvin and the Chipmunks, Thor Ragnarok, and many more. So I don't think you should worry about the music. Although the main composer C418, who wrote all the iconic music for the game, is not listed in the credits, fingers crossed that we'll hear his tracks in the movie. Another interesting fact is that some YouTubers took part in the filming, among them Dan TDM and Mambo Jumbo. It's hard to say what their roles are, but something tells me that it's only cameo and they'll play themselves. But they also had to fly to New Zealand. I think at some point they'll be randomly get sucked into the movie for a few minutes. On September 5th, 2024, the first teaser was released on the official Warner Bros. Channel, and it garnered a bunch of negative reviews. I'm not gonna show it as nobody canceled the copyright. There's something crazy going on in the comments. People are shocked at how ridiculous the movie looks, that the real characters look weird in the world of Minecraft, and some are apologizing for thinking Minecraft Story Mode was a game with bad graphics. There's also leaked concept art for the movie, but I don't want to show it to you because my gut tells me that Warner Bros. Might file a complaint about the video. I'd rather show you the ones that are publicly available in the portfolio of the artist that drew them. These are old concept arts that was used for that very animated movie. This is what the actors could look like, so this way, they took the real actors and slightly modified them to the style of the characters from the game. Spiders look very terrifying and quite creepy. Here's some art of the workbench. It could glow by creating something out of different materials. This is what a stone sword could look like. Keep in mind that these are concept arts, and there were a lot of them. These are far from final versions. And these are gargoyles in the form of mobs. Wolf, cow, ship, pig, bat, and horse. They're also minecarts. They look more than decent. And here's the last one. Elytras. I'd still work on them though. They look a little weird. I'll leave the link in the description. There you can look at other concept arts that I'm just afraid to show. I'd like to talk about one more funny thing. The new script, and in particular the story before the movie, was inspired by a relatively new game from Mojang, Minecraft Legends. You can tell by the fact that the piglins attack the overworld. They can be in it without any problems and without turning into their zombified version. Yeah, even the game's main antagonist appears at one point. Many people ask why the piglins don't turn into zombie piglins when they're in the overworld. This is taken from Minecraft Legends because it's as if they inhale the spores of the netherworld, which help them remain themselves and avoid transformation. So when the developers were making this game and the writers were writing the story, they thought it would be a great idea to take some key moments from the game that hadn't been released yet, without a clear understanding of whether the game would be successful or not. This seems like an extremely strange decision to me, considering that Minecraft Legends was a complete failure with 10 to 20 people playing it on Steam at once. Perhaps they bet on the success of Minecraft Legends, they were sure that the game would succeed, but it didn't happen. The support of the game was stopped 5 months after the official release. Another funny situation happened with the developers. I'm subscribed to a lot of them on Twitter, and none of them have reposted the trailer or shown their involvement in any way. I think that's a wake-up call of all sorts. Likewise, I hope that the movie will not be postponed for another year, but we can expect anything, perhaps on the background of criticism and controversy. The movie crew will reshoot many things or do something with the graphics. Just in case, I want to remind you that Netflix announced a fully animated series, so don't be disappointed. There is hope for something really cool and something that can somehow give us just just a fraction of what we expected from the movie. I hope you enjoyed the video and learned more information about the production hell this movie has been in for 10 years. Will this movie pay off at the box office? I'm more than sure it will. Will there be good ratings? I doubt it, but I'd like to be wrong. What do you think? Write about it in the comments, I'll be interested to read. While you're waiting for the next video, you can watch these. They're also very interesting. Subscribe to the channel, put your likes, and click on the bell.